Greetings, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of My Quality is for Real. You're tuned into Power Play Radio Network, radio from a TV point of view. I told y'all there was going to be a lot of women empowerment in here. I just interviewed the lovely Miss Jessica Allen with J. Allen Enterprise. But now I have the lovely Miss Corinthian Elizabeth.
Hey.
Yes, we have never met, but I promise y'all, I feel like I've been knowing this lady for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Like the last week we have, I feel like this is my sister, y'all. So
yeah.
I'm going to let you introduce yourself and kind of tell the people a little bit about who you are and the book that you just released.
But first, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate you for sharing your platform with me and bringing me here today. I appreciate it. But my name is Corinthian Elizabeth. I am a mom of 3. I am an author, an artist. I am a teacher, speaker, life coach, intuitive healer.
All that.
Yes.
So tell them, how did you get into that? The same question I asked her. Like, did you have an example of this, or you just always wanted to be in the arts?
Okay, so as a kid, I was always really just creative. I used to write a lot and stuff like that. But really, this whole path has been unconventional. I didn't have a script to get here at all.
Okay.
I went through my battle with postpartum depression, and at the time I was working for the state of Texas. During that time, we lived in Round Rock.
Okay.
And I was working for the state of Texas during that time, and I went through postpartum, and then I had this awakening. And during that awakening, I had this vision for the book of Corinthians. The Creator just showed me, about spreading love, shining light, getting people to heal and things of that nature. And so I went on the journey. I did, and I started painting. I started writing again, and things just went from there.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about the book of Corinthians. Tell us about that book.
Okay. The book of Corinthians, first chapter, Beauty in the Bayou, is about a lot of my experiences growing up in Rayville, Louisiana, as well as Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay.
After my postpartum battle and after I had my grand awakening, I went back to Louisiana with my family, with my oldest son and my husband. We went back to stay in Louisiana for a year.
Okay.
I thought that we were going to be there for a month or 2, but we ended up staying there for a whole year. And I realized that I was there on a mission. I was there to learn and unlearn some things and really get in touch with myself, on a spiritual level. And I was there to actually heal. And so that is what Beauty in the Bayou is about, me finding myself there in a place, a dark time, a time where it was just so much pressure, and I found beauty in that place. I did.
Beauty in the Bayou. That was gonna be my next question, but now I see what that means. So you said something about learning and unlearning.
Yes.
A lot of times, and I'm just now realizing a lot of things that what really unlearning means, because a lot of stuff that we're taught by our mothers, and they're taught by their mothers, and the bad information means bad information, and so can you talk a little bit more about the things that you had to unlearn?
Yes.
Or learn?
Yes. It's a lot, but a lot was rooted in just some things because I grew up in the church, grew up heavy in the church.
Yeah.
I was there every Sunday, I was there every Wednesday.
My pops is a preacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. But I had to unlearn a lot of things that I had been taught in regards to religion, and I was able to get a new definition of who God is for me, as opposed to who I was told that God was by someone else. And this is not, a time for me to just discredit, anyone or whatever, but it's just more so about me finding my own, finding my soul, getting connected with God for myself, and really growing in a relationship, as opposed to learning just about religion, because religion was more so about just a set of rules. We're told you do this, you do that, and everything's gonna be all right. No, it was just way deeper than that. Then a lot to get into the root of just some generational curses, family secrets, getting to the bottom of family secrets and really going into things of that nature. I found out stuff about my grandmother, that had passed away. because I did not know that my grandmother was born on a plantation farm. That's one thing that I had no idea of until I went back home. And like I was talking to my dad and stuff, and he was explaining things to me. And it made so much sense as to why she did certain things, because she literally was born still on the plantation. Her parents, they had already been freed, but they still stayed there. So that says a lot about, you know, just
their mentality.
Their mentality, exactly. You know, because everyone thinks that, oh, when we got freed as slaves, you know, that everything was okay, but there's still the mental aspect of it, which we still see today. Mental enslavement is still a real thing. And that's why I wrote this book as well, to just, you know, just shine light and give some different perspective.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we got a lot to talk about. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take our next break. Again, shout out to everybody out there on Facebook. You're tuned into My Quality is for Real. This is Power Play Radio Network. Radio from a TV point of view. We'll be right back. Your earring got the green in it. Okay. Y'all, and welcome back. You're tuned into My Quality is for Real. This is Power Play Radio Network, radio from a TV point of view. I'm sitting here with the lovely Miss Corinthian Elizabeth. She has a book that just was released, the Book of Corinthian, Beauty in the Bayou. And you say that it's the first one, so that means we can expect some more.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So before the break, we were talking about the importance of unlearning and learning all of the things that, you know, we grew up thinking, you know, and I myself also got a picture of the Book of Corinthians chapter 1. Okay, look at you, girl. That's the picture that I seen. And so before I even knew you, like I've been knowing you, really, you know, because shout out to Drea Photography.
Hey Drea.
Hey girl, Drea's Vision. So she took my pictures, and she actually took that picture of you.
Yes, she did.
And she's been sharing it for a minute, and I was like, okay. And no, I told you, I confessed to her that I wanted to reach out to her, but you know, I was like, she done wrote a book. That she's not finna come on my little show.
I cannot believe you did that. I'm still mad that you did not reach out. Like
I did it, you know, and we just talked. Me and Jessica just talked about that. You know, the importance of not being in competition with the other woman. Right. Not the fact that I was in competition with you. I just, you know, me being a little insecure, like, oh, she's up here, she's not gonna, you know. But no, you have to reach out. You have to be able to say, hey, how you doing? I like what you're doing, you know, can you show me how you got it, or, you know, inspire me as well? And she also does jewelry. You have a lot going on as well, girl.
Yeah, I do.
She has a lot going on.
Yes, I'm picking up on what you just said, you know, like when we talked about like women empowerment, you know, and I think that there's this age with social media, you know, there's a lot of people that portray this whole women empowerment thing, but everyone isn't really, you know.
Oh, yes.
Like we'll say, you know, and it's like, that's not me at all. You know, like, I'm the same way, like, at all times, you know, and I wouldn't have even known how long you were doing this if you didn't even tell me, girl. Because I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, she got her show going, you know, and I'm like, I can't believe that was your thought. And it just goes to, like, just show how we just, you know, create these own scenarios in our mind about, and it's like, just have a conversation.
Just have a conversation.
And now we feel like we have so much in common.
We do.
We both on the come up, you know, we both working on different things and stuff like that. So thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I was telling her that, you know, even seeing your art, you know, that's something that when you say you have to go on a journey and the awakening, I feel like in the last maybe 2 years, I've been going through that myself.
Okay.
And so I've been painting and I've been creating, but I didn't think to, I just doing it as a hobby. But to see that you've actually like created a website, you got your blog, I'm like, wow, like it's a business behind this. Can you talk about that and what inspired you to actually start that?
Yes. Well, back in 2016, that's when I had the awakening.
Okay.
And the creator just showed me the Book of Corinthians, and I started writing down all these ideas. I was like, okay, blog, and I wrote down a whole lot of stuff. And one thing I even wrote, and this is why it's so important, about like growing and having like discernment and like gaining wisdom and continuing on the journey and not rushing the process. So at one point in my visions, while I was meditating, I saw books, right? And I thought that I was supposed to start me a book club. And so I went
on. You say, nah, you're going to write your own book.
I went on Facebook and I started this like book club, And then once I realized that wasn't actually what I was supposed to be doing, I had to come back and say, oops, my bad, y'all. I'm not doing a book club, but I had a journey, but I don't regret that because it's like I took a step, and on the path, you have to take a step, because if you never take a step, you're never gonna really find out where you're going.
Absolutely.
So I I kept writing, I kept meditating, I kept continuing on, and like as I continued, different things were revealed to me. When we went to Louisiana, I knew for sure that my blog would want to be like my first thing that I would want to work on.
Okay.
And so when we got to Dallas in 2018, that was right before I had my son, Legend, my middle child. I launched the blog like a week and a half before he was born.
Okay.
And then it went from there. I started putting my art on there. I started sharing more of my poems on there. I started sharing stories. And, it grew from there.
So how did you find the confidence to be that vulnerable as to like, just share your story? Because that's scary as well,
Yes. It was really too just, I really don't even know how to answer that question, because I still feel like there are days where I'm still finding the confidence to share, even with this book. Like I wrote the poems in this book way back in 2017, but I had to become the person that could. It's like when you get a vision, you think that you're supposed to just go ahead and fulfill it, but it's more so about like becoming the person. So as I grow in my relationship with the Creator, and as I grow, I gain more confidence along the way. And then there are phases where confidence drops. Like after having a baby, my confidence will go back down. I feel like I'd have to like start my whole process over. So I feel like every day I'm still just growing in confidence to be more vulnerable, to put something else out. Because like here recently, I realized, that I want to talk more about the ins and outs of like a marriage. I want to talk more about, the ins and outs of just, finding yourself again after having kids. I want to be vulnerable in a different way in this chapter of my life. So I don't know if I answered your question.
You did. And I'm with it. I'm excited for it, and you inspired people like me, you know what I'm saying? And so I realized with us having a platform, you never know who's out there watching who is probably like, oh man, I was scared. With us being vulnerable and us opening up, it helps people. And especially us coming together when they can see that two black women, if anything, can come together and be cool and, can bounce off of each other. And it's, it's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. So I did the show a little different. If y'all realize, I interviewed Miss J. Allen first, and then I interviewed you. But I have two segments that I normally do. One is called This Is America. So I'm going to let you, I think that you have, I respect your opinion and your thoughts. So I'm going to let you, I want you to, kind of share your thoughts on this as well.
Okay.
So 1 second, we're going to go to This Is America. And I named it this because sometimes, the crazy stuff that goes on in this world and in this America, sometimes you just have to be like, this is America, just like the song said. So 1 second. I thought I should. Okay. Hold on, I wanted to have it too. 1 second. Okay. All right. So in historic move, North Carolina City approves reparations for Black residents. That's awesome.
It is.
That's amazing. Oh, with all of these things that's going on, it's like we're in an awesome time, right? It's a crazy time, but we're in an awesome time because all of the We just sick and we tired. And the kids now, the millennials, I don't consider myself a millennial because I was born in 90. I'm about to be 30, so I'm not a millennial. I'm not claiming that. But the younger generation, they out there, they protesting, they marching, they are making changes. They are forcing these people to give back. How do you feel about the reparations? Do you feel like it'll actually come down to Texas eventually, or make it a global?
You know, I don't really know as far as what's going to happen, like on the political side. I know that we are in the middle of spiritual warfare, and I know that no matter how it goes down, I know that it's our time. You know,
it's a great time right now.
It is. So whether we get the reparations or not, I still feel like we're gonna win and come out on top as a people. I really do.
Well, shouts out to North Carolina. I may have to, go out there for a little bit. Nick Cannon loses his job faster than any of the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. Wow. And, I just want to shout out to Mr. Spider. We call him Spider, but Mr. Dunn and Miss Trudy, for giving me a platform and allowing me to be vocal. Of course, I ain't going to say nothing too crazy, but I feel like I can express myself, and it's sad that Nick Cannon has done so much for that company. And it just goes to show that the minute you get out of line, they can snatch it back.
That's why ownership is important.
Ownership is very important. The fact that, that people are being arrested as well. Felony charges against Breonna Taylor's protesters has been dropped. The fact that they were even charged and the officers that killed her has not been charged. I don't get it. This is America. This is the things that we have to deal with. Also, the U.S. loses 2 icons of the civil rights movement in one day. Mr. John Lewis and C.T. Vivian. Two very prominent civil rights leaders. They passed away. We have another segment called Did You Know That? And Did You Know That is actually about the 2 civil rights leaders today. Let's go to that. Sorry. Got it? Okay. All right. John Robert Lewis is an American politician and civil rights leader. He is the U.S. representative for Georgia's 5th congressional district, serving in his 17th term in the U.S. in the House, having served since 1987, and is in the den. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on with me today, and is the dean of the Georgia congressional delegation. That's John Robert Lewis. These are a few pictures of him. And then we also have C.T. Vivian, Cordy Tyndale Vivian. That's his real name. That's a different name, Cordy. Was an American minister, author, and close friend and lieutenant of Martin Luther King Jr. during the Civil Rights Movement. Vivian resided in Atlanta, Georgia, and founded the C.T. Vivian Leadership Institute Incorporated. He was a member of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. So we lost both of them this week. So rest in peace to them. Rest in peace to them. So we're going to take our last break. Don't go anywhere. Thank you all for tuning in. This is another episode of My Quality is For Real. Power Play Radio Network. We'll be right back. Oh. We'll be right back. Back. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is My Quality is for Real. You are tuned into Power Play Radio Network, radio from a TV point of view. We've been having a great show so far. Shout out to Miss Jessica Allen with J. Allen Enterprise. And now we are here with Miss Corinthian Elizabeth. She has a new book that she just released, the Book of Corinthian, Chapter 1, Beauty in the Bayou. It's going to be healing a lot of people out there. You can either get it on Amazon as well as ebook as well. So that's pretty awesome. My mom, she's in the process of, writing a book and getting it all. So that's another thing I can kind of, get some advice with you about as well. So, and you also have your design label, I'm sorry, my mind just went somewhere else. Your arts and your earrings and all of that type of stuff. You have that as well.
Yes.
So can you let them know where they can find you?
Yes. Best place to find me is on my website. You can go www.CorinthianElizabeth.com. You can find me on Instagram, which is at the Book of Corinthian, and on Facebook, the Book of Corinthian is also my artist page.
Yes, so she's doing a lot of healing out there, and I'm excited to be able to connect with you. We have a game that we do with all of our guests called Hot on the Spot. But before we do that, we have an email question out there. Shout out to everybody on Facebook who's been tuning in. I appreciate y'all so much. Miss Sheena, 24, McKinney, Texas. Is Corinthian Elizabeth your real name, and what is the history behind it?
Okay. Yes, Corinthian Elizabeth is my real name. My first name is Corinthian. My mom named me Corinthian. She said that I was her love child. The book of the actual book of Corinthian in the Bible, the verse about the chapter about love. Okay. She said I was her love child, and then Elizabeth is her middle name. So she gave me that middle name, and I fell in love with it since I've been an adult. I can't lie and say I liked it when I was a child, because as a kid, I was just talking about this story. I remember as a kid, I went home and cried one day because nobody ever had my name in school. And I remember in elementary, there was 2 girls in my class named Brittany, and then there was 2 girls in my class named Ashley. And I remember going home crying, saying, nobody has my name. Everybody says my name is hard to say. And I was crying, as a little kid. Just another thing with learning and unlearning. Just certain things we learn, learning that different. It's okay to be, different. And now, I like my name for the reason I didn't like it, because nobody has it. So
that's the same thing with my name, Michaela. A lot of people, I get Michaela, Michelle, everything. And growing up, and my last name, my last name is Deadman. And so I used to get talked about, and I used to cry, and I hated my name. But the older I got, I realized, I started meeting people, and they'll be like, oh, my sister, but her name is Michaela. And I'm like, oh, but mine is Michaela. Okay. So that's unique. I like it. So that is one of those things where it's a lot of things, just like my thick eyebrows, all of the things that now people they pay for these things. And I'm like, okay. The whole time I was just, even going natural in my nappy hair, and now it's a thing.
It is, and just coming to embrace who you are. That was for me, embracing who I am, as a whole. It helped me to embrace my real name, because I used to go by nickname. I used to go by Corey, or Corinne. My husband called me Corinne, and my family calls me Corinne as well. But it's now I'm just I just want to go by my name, Corinthian Elizabeth. And my daughter, I gave her the middle name Elizabeth as well.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for your growth. I'm excited, for book number 2. Is that in the workings? When can we expect that?
Real soon. Okay. I'm just waiting on just perfect timing. But it's called Melanin Rising, and chapter 2, Melanin Rising. And it's more so about the mass awakening of our people, with us remembering who we are as spiritual beings, remembering that we are gods and goddesses, kings and queens, and just getting back to the truth about our melanin, and unlearning the things that we were taught about being black, And
I can see these books turning into movies.
You gotta get out my head.
I can already see a Netflix, the Book of Corinthian. It just came to my mind.
Oh my goodness! You were in my really in my head this. That's a plan too for the growth journey. Okay. I'm really trying to learn to just take it step by step and just let it unfold. But you are spot on, girl. Your intuition is on point.
I be knowing. Shout out to Amanda Seals. I be knowing. Well, before we go, we're gonna play the game hot on the spot. It's not too hot, you know. It's just 3 random questions. I don't know the questions, you know.
You did not tell me
the engineer. It's okay. You know, I gotta throw you off a little bit, but it's a game that we play with all of our guests, you know, because we sometimes be serious, but we gotta, you know, kind of loosen up a little bit.
Okay.
So. All right. Let's see what the first question is. What would you do if your individual? What would you do if you were invisible for a day?
You know, I would probably do something. I would probably do something to like my oldest son. Like I would probably like go and like put like paint or something on his wall or something, or like do something to make him think that he has magical powers.
That'd be funny. I would probably just go, you know, just go sit around some people and just listen to them talk and just you know, sit around. I'm gonna sit around Jay-Z and listen to him talk since he's a billionaire. I'm gonna get all that free game. That's what I'm gonna do if I was invisible.
Okay, nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it.
Information.
An alien has just abducted you. Give 3 reasons why it would send you back to Earth.
Okay, well, I sometimes think I used to think that I was the alien. I really don't think that I'm from here. I was just saying this like this week. I was like, you know what? This is my last trip to Earth, like because it's getting real ghetto here. Like that's what
it's getting real ghetto out there.
I was like Earth. I was like, but why would they send me back to Earth? Probably because I had some projects that I need to finish. I would probably be like, I need to go and get my babies. Like I need to make sure they're okay. I don't know. I can't think of a third one.
Well, probably, you know, it was a story one time. This little boy, he sung gospel songs the whole time and the kidnap. That was a real story. They sent him back home. So I'll probably just annoy them.
Oh, that's what you mean. I answered the question all wrong.
No, it's okay. I would annoy them, or I would, you know, just make it real. Like we got to send this girl back. You know, I'd be asking them a whole bunch of questions and just being real obnoxious. Probably that's what I would do. Okay, so last question. See, it's not too hot. You know, it's not too bad.
I answered the last one wrong. Though.
It's okay. Let's see.
What's the last one?
Where is it? It's coming. Name something you're afraid to try but really want to. What makes you afraid to try it?
You know, I want to go bungee jumping. Like, I want to do that. I really do. Only thing that makes me afraid is like the equipment malfunctioning.
Yeah,
you know. But
that's one of the reasons why I won't be doing it.
But I really want to try it. I really do.
Okay.
I really do.
I want to take a hand at stand-up comedy, or not stand-up comedy. I want to like, you know, go to like an open mic night and like recite some poetry or something. I'm terrified to do that.
Wow, and you standing right here behind this mic.
But you see, it's just us in here. I can't see the people that's out there watching me. Oh, they probably over there talking about me. I don't know.
Well,
I'm fine with that.
You can't see the people. You know, you just gotta do your thing, and that's you.
That's what I said I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take off my glasses, because when I take off my glasses, I can't see nothing anyway. So I'm gonna take off my glasses so that way everybody in the crowd can look alike, and I'm gonna be okay with that. So I can't really see your faces if you over there, you know, frowning or whatever. So, but that was hot on the spot. So it wasn't too hot. Was it? You did good. You did good.
Okay.
Well, I told y'all that I had some exciting news to share with y'all, and I'm going to, you know, share it with y'all, my audience, because, you know, I'm gonna miss y'all. But I am moving to New York this Wednesday. I have an opportunity to go to New York. I'm gonna be in New York for about 6 months to a year. And so, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm excited. And my birthday is coming up Saturday. I'll be 30. And I have, you know, it's just amazing. Like you said, just the journey. And these last couple of years, I've been really going on a journey. And I'm, you know, like you said, no, it wasn't a script. I wouldn't have ever thought that I would be doing this. You know, I just wanted to talk to people and ask you how you did it, pretty much. You know, I didn't think that it was a business behind it. I didn't know any of that. And so I'm grateful for everybody who has been encouraging me and who's been watching and sharing. And I've met so many people. When I first started it, I had the idea that I wanted to, shed light on people in Fort Worth because that's where I'm from. Very small-minded. I just wanted to interview the people that I know, but the more I got into it, I'm interviewing people that I've never met, and it's just me being confident and stepping out and say, hey, I admire what you're doing. Do you mind coming on? And so I'm grateful for it.
I'm ready to see your name.
Yeah, my show. Thank you. My show will still be on Sundays, y'all. We're definitely going to still continue with the My Quality is for Real. I wanted to also be an umbrella as well. I have all of these great people around me, and so I'm developing and I'm evolving, and I'm just grateful for it, y'all. So that is the exciting news. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you again. Congratulations for your success. This is just the beginning, and I can see your name in lights. I can see, the book of Corinthians. We're just gonna put it out there. The book of Corinthians is gonna be the best-selling book. It's gonna be the #1 Netflix movie or wherever you're gonna put it at. I can already see it. So
thank you.
I'm grateful. So yeah, again, thank you all for tuning in. Let them know one more time where they can find you and where they can get you. Oh, we got it up here for you. Yes, the Book of Corinthians, Instagram at the Book of Corinthians, Twitter at Read Corinthian, and website is www.corinthianelizabeth.com. She has some great art on there as well. Some lovely earrings. Got me some. I can't wait to rock them. So yeah, I'm excited, y'all. I hope you learned something. I hope you were inspired. I hope something touched you, and you leave from here feeling more than what you felt before you came. You could have been doing anything on your Sunday, but you decided to tune in, and you stayed the whole time, and I'm excited. I'm glad. And thank y'all again. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And y'all have a good Sunday. Thank you. I'm gonna miss. Thank you.
That was
gonna miss every